Hi guys! So today I'm really excited because I want to talk to you about an awesome brush kit I just found from EcoTools at Target. And I believe it's brand new because I've never seen this before, and I definitely check out the EcoTool brushes whenever I'm going through Target or Ulta. So let's get right into it. It's a 6-piece day to night clutch set. And as you can see, it comes with 5 brushes. I wanted to show it to you guys in its original packaging so it might be easier to find in store. I love EcoTool brushes. I have several other brushes from them and they're just really soft, they're a good quality, and the great thing is they're eco-friendly, as the name would suggest. And the other great thing is some of the brushes in here are completely different from anything else they have in their line. So if you have a couple other brushes from them, there's still a pretty good chance you might be able to find something new in this pack. So just to go over the case really quickly, it's this really pretty brown material, which is all recyclable or eco-friendly from what the packaging is suggesting. And it's got this really nice metallic pattern on it, so that's cool. And then on the inside, it actually has little elastic loops. So you can stick the brushes in there and they won't flop around. They'll be very secure. So like that. And then he's not going to come out because he's strapped in. It's like a brush seat belt or something. But the thing that I thought was coolest about this is with all 5 of the brushes that come in the set in here, you still have plenty of room to stick in extra brushes. And it's quite large for a little zip-up case, and it can even fit in my gigantic Real Techniques blush brush. So you see, fits right in there. And then it zips up into this nice little tube. So I think this is pretty nifty, and definitely sometimes the packaging, you know, they'll be like, oh, and free case that comes with it, and you're like, yeah, that case is throwaway, like I'm not going to be using that, but I actually will be using this. Getting into brushes themselves, the first one is a round powder brush, and I thought that was interesting that on this brush set, in the past, EcoTools hasn't really written what a specific brush should be for on the handles, but this one it does. So you can see it is a round powder brush, and this is what it looks like. So I've been looking for a new blush brush. I love my EcoTools, not my EcoTools, I love my Real Techniques brushes a lot, but you know, if I'm using a very pigmented blush, they get dirty. I kind of find that makeup brushes are like underwear. The more you have, the less often you have to wash them. I don't know if that's bad, but anyways, so I was kind of hoping for a new blush brush, and I was excited this one came with the pack, and I actually quite like it. And it's a really nice multi-purpose brush comparison. This is the EcoTools powder brush, and you can see that they both kind of have that fan shape, but the powder brush is a much bigger fan. And also when you look at it from the top, this is the powder brush, it's much more tapered and pointed, while this one is just, the ferrules pinched just a little bit, so it gives it a little bit of a oval shape from the top, but not as much as this one. So this one's much more pinched. This one, since it's smaller and kind of softer, it just kind of blends it out really nicely, and I really like the effect that it gives. Also, because it has that tiny pinch in the ferrule, so it's a little bit ovular, I find if I turn it to the side, I can do contouring with it. Not very precise contouring, I will say that, but if you're just trying to do like a general bronzing, it can also work for that too. So that is awesome. Next up, there is the Stay There shadow brush, which looks like this. Now this one, I definitely would make some changes if I could. I like the pointed shape of it. That's really nice for getting in there to highlight your eyebrow. It is, I feel the tip of this is kind of big for my eye. I don't know if you can tell. I kind of have small eyes though, so maybe if you have large eyes, it's going to be a problem for you. So it's almost the size of my eye. So trying to get in there and blend, it's not impossible. It's just, it's not as small as I would like for an all-over lay-down shadow brush. But that's all fine. What I really would change if I could, again, this is another EcoTool brush. This is just a flat lay-down brush. So they look quite similar from the front. You know, you can tell that this one is a bit larger. When you turn them to the side, you can see how much wider or fatter this one is than that one. So I don't really know the purpose of that. It kind of makes, and that's really the part I feel like is more difficult to get it up there by your eye, is that this one is so much, I don't know, fat is the only way I can think to describe it. I mean, maybe wide, but it's just not, so that's not ideal. So this one is really nice to just press on shadows, and you can do that with this one, but I just don't understand why they made this one so fat or wide compared to other brushes. I think going forward I might use it more for setting concealer under my eye. Definitely is good for like highlighting up here, because you can actually follow the arch of your eyebrow really, really well. But I don't know it's going to be like a real go-to for me for eyeshadow, just because it's so wide. It is kind of awkward. So this one's not terrible, but not great. Now this next one I absolutely love. This is the smudge brush, and it is just this, basically it's a little crease brush that just got shrunk down, and it's so cute. The brush could be cute. But this, for my small eyes, is absolutely amazing for outer corner and crease work. It is just so small, so easy to get in there and do like really precise shading. Sometimes with brushes that are this small, they can, and this dense, they can get really scratchy, but this is very, very soft. It is kind of, it's not super floppy, so I mean you can see it moves, but it's not, it's got a little bit of stiffness to it. Definitely one of my favorites in the entire kit. And for comparison, the best I could find was this Essence of Beauty blending brush. So you can see them next to each other, and the Essence of Beauty one, this one right here, is a bit bigger and it's not as tapered. This one is similar, but I still like this one better just because it has a little bit more of a point and it's more precise than this one is. This next one is called the Pointed Concealer Brush. Anyone who's a fan of the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush for under eye concealing, I think would really appreciate this one. So obviously the Real Techniques brush is a bit wider and more domed, while the EcoTools brush is more pointed. Personal preference, I have not really gotten into using the Deluxe Crease Brush as under eye like concealer brush, just because I find it's a little bit large for me for like trying to like conceal things. I tend to like this more actually for cream eyeshadows, but the pointed concealer brush from this Ecotool set I actually like a lot better, because I have bags under my eyes and I can really get in underneath the bags to conceal because much better and much more easily, because it has this pointed tip to it. And like I said before, you know, it's synthetic fibers, so there's absolutely no worry about putting it into cream products and having anything bad happen to it. So if you like the Real Techniques brush for under eye concealing, but you know, you just wish that it was more refined and more pointed, then this might be the answer to that. Last but not least is the Detail Lip slash Liner brush, and this little guy is pretty awesome. I mean, talk about a dual purpose brush. So you can see it's quite small, and you know, obviously got a really nice shape for lip lining with the little curved tip like that. But what really makes it a good eyeliner brush, and how I was really able to use it this past few days when I was just using this kit, is when you turn to the side, it is extremely narrow. So what I would do is just turn it to the side and run it along my lash line, and I can even tip it and do like a little wing. And that worked out really well for me. So I love this. Also, I would go as far as to say that it can definitely be used to conceal really fine points. So you have a blemish, you just dot it right on with a little bit of concealer. Lip brush obviously can go right around, you know, the edges of your lip, be very, very precise. And for comparison, I have the Detailer brush from Real Techniques. You can see they both have similar shapes. However, the Real Techniques brush is actually larger than the EcoTools brush. When you turn to the side, you can also see that the EcoTools brush is much more narrow and thin. So I think that thinness from the side is really what makes it so multi-purpose, because I like this one a lot, the Real Techniques one, and it's definitely awesome for lip lining, and you could totally use it also for concealing a very, you know, fine blemishes. But I would never try to use this to line my eyeballs just because of the size of it and the width of it. It would just be, I feel like it'd be really cumbersome and inconvenient. So that's that. As a little kit, I would completely recommend these as a beginner brush set. If you're trying to get into makeup, you just kind of like want to dabble in. I believe what I paid for this all together at Target was about $16, which is not bad at all. I think if you do the math, since it was about $16, you're paying about $3 per brush, which is fantastic. That's like the price of, or that's, you know, getting down to the price of like e.l.f. brushes, and I think these are really, really nice. For sure this blush brush is better than any e.l.f. blush brush that I found, and then that's not even including the case. So I think this is an awesome, awesome deal. And if you're looking at it, like I said, for a beginner makeup person, it's got everything you need. You have a brush that can do your powder, your highlight, your blush, a little bit of contouring. You have another brush that can do really nice blending and detail work. An eyeshadow brush, even if it's not exactly what I would want, it totally works to lay down eyeshadow, and it's completely workable in that sense. A detailer brush that can be an eyeliner or a lip liner or a concealer brush, so that's awesome. And then a really nice thick concealer brush for concealing really like bigger patches. So for beginners or for travel set, obviously that's what it's intended for with the case. It's really awesome. I highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, if you see this at Target and you're in the market for economical multi-purpose brushes and a really cute case, you should totally check this out because I really enjoy it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did like it, I would really appreciate any likes or subscriptions. Yeah, just so I know someone got something out of this. That would be really awesome. So until next time, see ya!